Hello everybody. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about a point of sale system, which is a hybrid of a legacy on in-source system and the cloud. So without wasting much time, let's delve right into it. So this is how the point of sale screen looks like. And that is the transaction screen, as you can see here. So you can increase or decrease, based off the quantity that is being purchased. And then this right here is the customer screen. So it has the capability of setting up a customer screen so that the customer can see the transaction list. So if we go to setup, we can set that up. The transaction screen has been set to no. So once we set it up to yes, the customer will be able to see that. It also has the capability of user level access, based off the checkboxes that are ticked. Users can see certain screens, if they are checked, and otherwise they wouldn't be seeing that. So let's go back to the point of sale screen. Okay, so now that the customer screen has been checked, this is what the customer will be seeing. So for each item purchased, the customer will be seeing um, the transaction list on his or her screen. All right, it also has the capability to hold items. So for example, this is the product that is on the transaction list. If we want to hold this product, in the event that the customer wants to grab his or her wallet from the parking lot or whatnot, we can grab it, we can assign it a number, okay, and then we can hold it. So and then we can serve another customer. So once that customer is back, we can retrieve it. We give it a number of 8, can retrieve that transaction list and then subsequently complete the transaction. All right, so that is that. It also has returns. So let's say if a customer, let me cancel this. If a customer brings in a product, okay, and then this product is being returned, you click on the returns, and then you have to give a reason why the product is being returned. Maybe damaged goods, okay, and then you click the return, and then the product is going to be registered or inputted on the return list. So as you can see, this is what we just did, and then the product has been registered, as part of the returned items. Okay, so we have the product. This is pretty much your inventory. This is where you set everything up, the purchase price, the unit price, and what have you. Now, let me show you one thing on the point of sale screen. Now, um, for these very 3 tabs at the top, okay, if let's say you want to set up prices on the fly. So for example, item number 2, the price is 435. If you want to change that price on the fly, let's say 125, then we have to check this box and then click on the item. So we can see that it has now registered a price of 125. The age verification is pretty much for alcoholic beverages. So it's above a certain threshold, customers can purchase alcoholic beverages. So this is where you've pretty much verified their ID. Okay, so once you click on that, if you check the age verification and click on the product, the screen is going to pop up and you have to scan the ID of the customer. Okay, so this functionality is pretty much for US customers. All right, having said that, let's go to the sales. So this is where you have your sales screen, where you can perform analytics of sales that have been performed within a certain time period. So let me go back and capture, sales that I've made in the past. Let's refresh, and then you can pretty much choose the subtotal, and that is going to tell you items or sales that have been done, within uh, a week. That is showing you the day, right, within that range. Wednesday alone, that is the sales pertaining to that. You can do it for discount, no discount, within that date range. You can do it for taxes for that day, and then you can do it for totals, and also you can do it for months. Okay, it can give you the subtotal, the discount, and then the taxes for all the associated uh, months of the year. All right, Now let's go to returns. I think we've already talked about returns. So that's the employee. This is where you set up details pertaining to your employee. Okay. It also has messages. You can send them messages right here on the screen. Okay. Now we have the price list. The price list is also same as your inventory, but here you have the capability of setting up markup percentages and margins. So for example, if your purchase price is $150, right? And then you want to set up a markup of 50%, all you have to do is just check the box next to the markup, meaning that we want a markup of 50%, and then update. So now the selling price is now 225 based off a markup percentage of 50. If we check the margin and then update it, then the selling price, right, added to that should give you our margin. So if you want a margin of 75, then it's telling us that the selling price has to be 25. Okay, so if you want a margin of, let's say, $100, and then we update it, then the selling price has to be 250, and it's subsequently going to update your markup percentage. Okay, your markup percentage is your profit, the difference between your selling price and your purchase price divided by the purchase price. Okay, and then we have the clock. So this is where you pretty much input the clock in and the clock out for users of the application. Okay, so they can clock in, right, and then they can clock out, and it's automatically going to calculate the duration within which they worked. Okay, I'm now registered a time of 0 because I clicked in and clocked out within the same minute. All right, and then we have video. So this is where you have embedded video of the application telling you, or pretty much giving you a detailed description of some of the functionalities and how everything works. And this is your setup. That's where you set everything up. Uh, all settings pertaining to the application. That's where you do it. You have the COH, cash on hand. So for each user of the application, cash on hand, that's where you set everything up. You have greetings. So this also shows up on your receipt. Let's say if there is a special day or special event, once you check it, that is what is going to display on your receipt. Okay, and then you have your user setup. So for users of the application, this is where you set their user profile, the passwords and what have you, for them to use the system. Okay, and then we have sync files. This is also an important feature. This is for if you have, let's say, multiple stores, and then you update the product in a store and you want it to reflect in another store. It has the functionality of doing that. Okay, so let's say if you have a master store, it's going to put the master list, okay, in the clouds, and then the subsidiary store, once they click on the import, is going to import that master list, into the database. Okay, so it has the functionality if you have a multi-store of updating or syncing all the price list, so that you don't have to, go in and do anything. You just have to download it from the cloud and automatically it's going to update that. All right, then we have your COGS. So if you know your beginning purchases, your purchase price, sales that have been made within a time period, you can obviously calculate your COGS and then subsequently get your gross profit. And if you know the expenses that have been made within that time period, you can subsequently calculate your net income. Okay, so for this example on your screen, let's say if we choose date ID 8, so for that specific date range, okay, it's going to tell us what our gross profit is. So 8, we can see that our gross profit is that amount, which has also been shown here. And then expenses that have been incurred within that period is going to show here, and then it's going to give us our net profit. So that's the expenses tab. Okay, so expenses within a certain time period, everything is going to reflect here, and then you can subsequently calculate your net income. Okay, so it has the appointment screen or your calendar screen where you can pretty much set up your appointments. Okay, so you just double click on it and If you want to set up a new appointment, you can do so. Okay, and then you can choose the reason for the appointment. Okay, uh, and then you can save it. Okay, you have to put the subject. Okay, and then we can save the appointment. So you can see it has shown on the screen. So this is pretty much for appointments, and then your calendar and what have you. Okay. All right. So this is just a brief description of the application, and then if you need it, feel free to contact us. Bye for now.